all had a wonderful week. Welcome to InfoScope. I'm your host, Hannah Kim. We are back once again with the latest from the science and IT worlds. Let's first take a quick peek at a couple of upcoming stories. I'm sure many of you have heard about the benefits of probiotics before. For those of you who aren't familiar, probiotics are live bacteria and yeast that are good for your health, especially your digestive system. However, recent research has shown that probiotics have no benefits for those who already have a healthy digestive system. And in the world of cosmetics, people have always been concerned about their appearance and wrinkles as they age. I, for one, always use anti-aging products as part of my skincare routine. But what if I told you that there may be a new artificial film that you can apply to your skin just like lotion, but it will take care of your wrinkles? Let's find out more about this product next on Briefing Scope. Researchers have developed a new type of artificial film that can be applied like a lotion and erases wrinkles. The researchers applied on a woman's wrinkles around her eyes a substance that would form the film, and the film formed in 3 minutes, flattening the wrinkle. Effects were seen to last for 24 hours. Probiotics, a recently trending health product, have been shown to have no effect on healthy adults. Researchers said that while there is evidence that probiotics are beneficial when a person has an imbalance of gut microbes, there is next to no evidence of benefits for people with no such imbalance. New research has shown that heavy consumption of carbonated beverages with artificial sweeteners can raise the risk of obesity in the unborn baby by up to 2 times. Researchers plan to look into establishing a cause and effect relationship through follow-up studies. Korean researchers have uncovered with the usage of 3D models of tumors how harmful brain tumors can develop a tolerance for medications. The researchers were able to create a variety of medications without resorting to animal testing, and this opens up the door to tailored treatments for patients in the near future. The Korean government will invest roughly $36.8 million over the next 5 years into a traffic management system using drones. The government is also looking into creating multi-department industries to develop vaccines against new or mutilated contagious diseases or countermeasures against harmful gases. It's great to see the government taking a proactive role in improving our lives. Both drones and vaccines sound like awesome development plans. Now, in other news, when it comes to social media, a lot of people are almost obsessed or literally obsessed with taking very enticing pictures. Whether it's posing with a wild animal or trying to get the right angle from a very dangerous cliff. And this is all for the sake of more popularity, more followers, and more likes. So why do people continue on even with the dangers? We'll have the answer for you in just a moment, but let's shift gear a little. A lot of lab experiments depend on the help of mice. Now, many people argue against animal testing, but what if these mice were given ethical experimentation with exercise and monitored physical activity? The focus on research for healthy living is in return giving healthy conditions for mice as well. Here are some more details about this story and more on Industry Inside.
Laboratory mice are often subject to inhumane conditions as they are experimented upon for research purposes. Some mice are given cancer cells and suffer through the pain of having cancer. Others, like this one, undergo physical training by running in hamster wheels or climbing ladders as part of confirming the effects of aerobic or muscular exercises. After exercising, the mice's metabolism, body fat, and muscle mass are measured. It's as if they are undergoing systematic exercise regimens. The changes in the mice serve as proof for the effects of exercise. Research in this field is flourishing as the number of the elderly and patients of lifestyle diseases are on the rise.
마우스 연구를 통해서 마우스에서 운동을 했었을 때 어떠한 부분이 건강해지고 또 그런 건강으로 개선된 어떤 신체적인 그다음에 해부학적인 생리학적인 특성이 어떻게 질병을 효과적으로 방어하는지를 알아가게 되면 질병을 예방할 수도 있고
In these experiments, the mice aren't subject to specific diseases, and subsequently, the experiments are seen as ethical, making them even more popular. The focus on long, healthy living for humans is changing the environment of laboratories. Many people, from the ordinary everyday person to celebrities, share their lives on social media through photos and other forms of media.
불특정 다수가 제가 올린 게시물에 호응을 해줄 때 되게 기분이 좋습니다. 그래서 많이 하고 있어요.
다른 사람이 봤을 때 좀 더 이제 흥미가 있고 좀 잘 사는 느낌이 들게 그런 느낌을 주는 그런 사진을 좀 자랑하는 용도의 사진을 많이 올리게 되죠.
There are side effects of such phenomena. One teenage girl crashed the car she was driving while taking a selfie or photo of herself speeding, and even posted a selfie from the ambulance with the caption, "Lucky to be alive." The problem is that some situations can turn extremely dangerous. Some have taken a selfie with a wild bear or while being chased by a bull, while others went even further and took selfies from the top of a skyscraper or even hanging from a building.
자극 강도를 약하게 하면 사람들의 주의를 끌지 못하니까 자극 강도를 강하게 해서 보이고 이렇게 함으로써 더 많은 사람들의 인정을 받으려는 그런 시도가 많아졌다고 생각합니다.
At least 12 people lost their lives while taking selfies last year. This figure is greater than the number of people who lost their lives after being bitten by sharks. As social media becomes more integrated in our lives, there is a greater need to research and generate awareness for side effects. A recent study by US, Brazilian, and Senegalese researchers involving animal experimentation have shown that the Brazilian strain of the Zika virus can actually cause severe birth defects and other harmful effects to a living organism. The virus was observed to cross the placenta of the pregnant mouse into the unborn mice, and researchers were able to confirm that this caused smaller than normal heads for the baby mice. Previously, Brazilian researchers artificially created neural stem cells and showed that the Zika virus could kill the cells. But this experiment is the first that has proven the triggering of microcephaly by the Zika virus. The experiment has seemingly raised the probability of pregnant women with the Zika virus giving birth to babies suffering from microcephaly.
약물 실험할 때요, 동물에서의 그런 기형아 유발을 하는지 여부가 이제 일단 한 가지 단계거든요. 쥐에서도 유발한다는 얘기는 지카 바이러스가 실제로 이제 소두증을 일으킬 수 있는 원인 바이러스가 맞을 것이라는 것들을 좀 더 확실하게 얘기하는 거라 볼 수 있습니다.
The researchers also found that the virus also negatively affects physical growth. Researchers observed cell death, stunted development, and eyesight issues. They stated that microcephaly is only the tip of the iceberg. Their results were published in the online version of the academic journal, Nature.
Going off that last story, in the next segment of InfoScope, we have updates about a new way to quickly and accurately detect the Zika virus. Although prevention is the best way to keep a disease from spreading, the next most effective method would involve quickly diagnosing and stopping the spread of a disease. And now a team of researchers has developed a paper sensor that can detect the Zika virus. But before that, if you recall in our previous episode, we brought you a new story about a new way to diagnose PTSD without having a patient recall a traumatic event. Well, this time experts have come up with a way to potentially erase such traumatic memories. Let's take a closer look at these stories next on Take a Peek.
This is a fire that broke out in an apartment complex in Uijeongbu, Gyeonggi-do Province. Signs of this incident remain not only on site but also in the memories of the survivors.
근데 다 잊어버렸으니까 이제 우리한테 남아있는 건 그게 오랫동안 잊히지 않겠죠.
Survivors of major events or incidents suffer psychologically for a long time. Can science erase fear or horror from a person's memory banks? Researchers from the United States succeeded in erasing bad memories from mice. An organic chemical known as acetylcholine is the key. The researchers repeatedly played a sound for a mouse and administered electric shocks until the mouse reacted in the same way, even if it only heard the sound. Afterwards, the researchers manipulated the mouse's amygdala to generate acetylcholine. This resulted in the amount of time the mouse suffered in shock by twice as long. Suppressing acetylcholine resulted in the mouse barely reacting to the sound. The manipulation of the amygdala was done through optogenetics, a technique that involves the usage of light to control the cells of living tissue. Experts predict that this research will be useful in creating treatments for post-traumatic stress disorder.
기억이 만들어지는 과정에서 그 순간에 콜린계의 활성을 늘리거나 줄인다면은 그 나쁜 기억들이 더 오래 갈 수도 있고 더 적게 갈 수도 있고 그런 것들을 규명할 의의가 있습니다.
The results of this research were published in the academic journal Neuron. An outbreak of the Zika virus took place in Brazil in April of last year. And as summer gets closer and Zika continues to spread around the world, people are worrying about their health. A team of American and Canadian researchers created a paper-based test that can quickly detect the Zika virus. To use this test, RNA is extracted from a suspected patient's blood or saliva and cultured for 2 hours. Following that, the RNA is placed on the sensors, and 30 minutes in, the paper's color changes. 1 hour later, the paper is completely purple. The sensor is made of synthesized protein and looks for the 24 different RNA sequences found in the Zika viral genome.
To diagnose these kinds of viruses is an antibody-based method. The one problem is that the antibodies that you get Zika virus are very similar to the ones that you get for dengue. Our method is that it's a sequence-based method.
The cellular components can be freeze-dried onto paper, and the paper can be stored at room temperature, making it easy to ship them anywhere. Moreover, a sensor costs less than $1, making easy diagnosis of the Zika virus in less developed countries cheap and easy.
Very raptions is that we have now a platform that allows you to rapidly develop new sensors for new outbreaks. This platform would enable one to actually develop, test, validate, and deploy a new diagnostic in under a week.
The researchers confirmed the accuracy of this technology through experiments with lab monkeys and plan to release a usable product in the market after a few more experiments. The results of their research were published in the global academic journal Cell. An opening made for surgery is closed with meticulous suturing. The suturing was done on pig intestines, and the one doing the suturing was a surgical robot specifically designed for such a task. This is the first documented case of a robot suturing soft tissue. Compared to hard tissue like bone or cartilage, soft tissue moves significantly, creating many variables. This purpose-built robot is made up of an arm and suturing tools. The robot sutures along the area as shown on a monitor, allowing human doctors to directly see whether the robot is suturing according to plan.
Probably the most surprising part was that when you actually compare that to current standards of practice, the machine does it better.
This robot is currently about 60% automated. The researchers plan to conduct additional studies in order to make the robot usable with other soft tissues like tumors. Another goal to achieve in follow-up studies is making the robot perform faster while still making precise sutures. The research was published in the international academic journal Science Translational Medicine.
We've seen a lot of different stories about robots on our show, but it's truly amazing to see robots assisting doctors during surgery. We will definitely keep you posted on how these robots may change the future of medicine. And I also think it'll be interesting to see how it compares to human surgical procedures. But until then, that wraps up today's episode of InfoScope. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next week with more. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye, everyone.